Today we are learning about solving system of equations. So your essential question is, how do I solve system of equations? Today we're specifically looking again at solving systems of equations by graphing. You've got a warm-up question. You've got the Cartesian plane, and you're going to graph the three linear equations you see. So please pause the video and do the graphing. Well, I hope you tried it on your own and you're just checking your answers. For the first one, this is in the slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. We know that we will begin at 4 and we move negative 2/3. That means I go down 2 and then I go right 3. So here's 4. I'm going to go down 2. 1, 2, go right 1, 2, 3. There's my second point. I can now use those 2 points to graph. The next one is in standard form. In standard form, you can either find one point by finding either the x or y intercept, or you can plug and chug and use the slope you can find, which is, your slope is the opposite of a over b. Well, that would be the opposite of 3 over negative 2, which would be 3/2. I can do it that way. But I also notice that both x and 3 and 2 divide evenly into 6. I can find those intercepts. So if I have y as 0, then I've got 3x equals 6, x equals 2, and this point is 2, 0. If I use the y-intercept, then x is equal to 0. Negative 2y is equal to 6. Y is equal to negative 3. So this point is 0, negative 3. Once again, I've got 2 points, and I can graph. And finally, for the last one, this is in what we call the point-slope form. We know immediately what the slope is. And we know that we look for the opposites. The opposite of a positive 3 is a negative 3. The opposite of a positive 5 is a negative 5. So I can start at negative 3, negative 5, which will be right here. There'll be 1 point on it. I've got my slope. I move. I go up 3 and right 4. So I start negative 3, negative 4. I go up 1, 2, 3, right 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm now ready to draw the line because I've got the 2 points. So to be able to solve systems by graphing, you've got to be able to graph. So practice, practice, practice. You also have to know what things look like. If I'm looking at y equals negative 1, we know that that is what kind of line? It is horizontal. So where it's negative 1, here is negative 1 when y is negative 1. Here's 3, negative 1. Here's negative 3, negative 1. So our first graph is that horizontal line on negative 1. Okay, what about the next one? If I'm looking at it, y equals mx plus b, I begin at 4. I move, my slope is negative 5/2. So that's down 5, right 2. Where's 4? I'm looking here. Here's 4. Now I want to go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and right 1, 2. Looking at where they intersect, we've got that point that is 2, negative 1. So my solution is that point 2, negative 1. Y equals mx plus b. B is where you begin. B is that last number. Your slope is right in front of x. So that would be negative 5/2. That tells you how to move. M stands for move. B stands for begin. Your solution is the point or point of intersection. I'm just going to put that up there so you remember where the different numbers come from. So if I'm looking at the first one, where do I begin? If you said 1, you would be incorrect. If you said negative 1, you would be correct. You begin at negative 1 because this is negative. How do I move? Negative 1/2, which means down 1, right 2. Down 1, right 1, 2. I've got that second point. I am ready to draw my line. What about the next one? Where do I begin? At negative 4. How do I move? 1/4, which is up 1, right 4. Where's negative 4 at? Right here. I go up 1, right 1, 2, 3, 4. That is my point of intersection. So my solution is the point 4, negative 3. So if we're going to substitute in, negative 3, is negative 3 equal to? Negative 1/2 times 4 minus 1 more. Is negative 3 equal to? Negative 1/2 times 4 is negative 2 minus one more, and that is correct. So you always have to check both to make sure both answers work. Is negative 3 equal to 1/4 times times 4, and then minus 4. 1/4 of 4 is 1. 1 minus 4 is negative 3. It is correct. So we're going to try one more together. If you feel comfortable, go ahead and do it on your own. If not, we'll do it together. For the first one, where do I begin? I begin at positive 2. Here's my positive 2 on that y-axis. How do I move? Negative 2, which is down 2 and then right 1. So I start at 2. I go down 1, 2, and right 1. There's my second point. I can now draw my line. Which did not draw very well at all. See if it did better. I don't think so. I like the orange color, but it does not work very well a lot of times. Okay, what about the other one? Where do I begin? What do I have at the end? Negative 2. How do I move? Negative 2. So this will be down 2 and right 1. Do you see any similarities between the two of them? They both have the same slope. That means they're going in the same direction. Think about what that means. Here's negative 2. I'm going to go down 1, 2, and right 1. Here's my second point. Okay, what do you notice? What kind of lines do we have? We have parallel lines. If your solution is where the lines intersect, where they have the same coordinate point, how many points do we have when we have parallel lines where they intersect? None. So this is a no solution because the lines are parallel. Parallel lines have the same slope, but they have different y-intercepts. Okay, the last one is for you to try to do on your own. Where do you begin and how do you move? All the lines that we have been graphing today have been in the y-intercept form. I want you to get good at graphing before we add solving for y to when we have the equations in standard form. So as you're looking at the first one, where do you begin and how do you move? Pause the video and see if you can do that on your own. I hope you tried. You begin at positive 3. Here's 3 on the y-axis. I move negative 1/2, which is down 1 and right 2. So I'm going to go down 1 and write 1, 2. Here is my point. Next point. I could keep doing that to find more points, and it would make my line a little bit easier to draw to do that. For the next one, where do I begin? -4. How do I move? 3. That means I go up 3 and then I go right 1. That gives me 2 points. If you're looking at this, our solution is the point 2, 2. So if I substitute it in, is -1/2 times 2 plus 3 equal to 2? Is -1 plus 3 equal to 2? Yes. Is 3 times 2 minus 4 equal to 2? 3 times 2 is 6. 6 minus 4 is 2. I've checked the solution and it does work. How do you know when you're successful? You know you're successful when you can solve any system of equations by graphing. Now these are all in y-intercept form. We're going to use one more day of graphing to solve. This time we're going to look at different forms of linear equations and how we'll solve them for y.